their experience. I'm sure they're all excited about it.
Great start from John Bowe from pole. The championship leader will take us into the first chicane, but we're not going to make it. Ian McAllister's Mustang is in the concrete. And I think that's Gary O'Brien's HQ just behind. That's in fact the leader in Class B.
How sad is to crash an old car, you know. It's painful to crash a new car, but it's very, very sad to crash an old car.
That's a Monaro. I guess they don't have those in Italy, do they?
Yeah, no. We got Fiats, lots of Fiats.
I don't think that would get a run here somehow in the Fiat. Look at this Andrew Medicchi, who you will remember from the May days.
Absolutely, yeah.
Around the outside.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. These guys, they really try, do they?
They might be a little bit older, but they can still pedal quickly. That's Terry Wyhoon in the red GTH Falcon, who's locking up. In fact, safety car will be called for that incident on the run into the first corner. So just as soon as we got started, we had to stop. So things slowed to walking pace. And Gary O'Brien's managed to get his Holden moving, but Ian McAllister's Mustang is unfortunately quite damaged.
We should look at the replay of the start to see. I saw it was being squeezed to the wall. Let's see who's responsible for this accident. Yeah.
So, here we go. Now that's the HQ going down the inside. The Mustang moves across, I'm guessing. There's the touch.
I think the Mustang was afraid to be squeezed on the wall, so he preferred to touch the red car before touching the wall. I think in this situation, being a little wise, of course, it's easy to say backwards. You have to back off. You have to back off. You know. It's difficult to lift the throttle, but sometimes you know, being a wise man. Unfortunate. What a pity. What a pity.
They've already lost a few cars, unfortunately, before we came here to the Gold Coast with a variety of dramas, and we've lost a few more in the two races before this one, and now we have Ian McAllister, who's been so strong in Class B. It was a great start from John Bowe from the pole position. The Mustang,
yes.
the black and yellow car, moved away easily as the leader. But in the background, all sorts of carnage unfolded.
Actually, now I see these incidents with a different mentality, because since last year I'm one of the stewards of the meeting in the F1 races, so I'm at the other side of the wall, and oh.
So if you put your steward's hat on here, who do you blame? Come on, get off the fence.
Get off the fence. Well, if you cause an accident, F1 rules actually are different from what you used to do here. They are much more strict. In F1, if you cause an accident, you have to be penalized, and causing a collision, I think the red car is not at fault, because the car who followed hit the red car before. So yeah, I would have a word with two. Normally this is the procedure. You call the two drivers. You want to hear what they saw, the reasons. Sometimes I promise you, the F1 guys, they behave like kids. Like kids. It's incredible. It's like being at school sometimes, you know. And they come up with excuses, and it's rather uncomfortable. You as a friend and as a former driver, sometimes you have to give some bollocks to these multi-world champions without mentioning any names.
Well, there's not too many of those, so that does narrow it down.
You've got to do that, and actually it's good if you can contribute to the increase of safety and continuity of judgment throughout the races.
We touched on it earlier, Emanuele, with Jimmy Richards, he raced for the BMW team here in Australia. You drove for the Schnitzer Works team.
Yes.
You frequently met at the Wellington 500.
Yes, absolutely. We were, of course, we had really good cars, the worst cars, and actually we came to Australia very excited, with a very open mind, with a lot of respect for the racetrack, but what we saw was incredible. The Mount Panorama circuit is just unbelievable, and actually, the M3 was a very small, nimble, nice car to drive, and I can't wait to have a go if ever it happens with a V8, because I think with a V8 it's even more difficult. We might
hook you up with a few teams. Here's another replay of Gary O'Brien in the HQ.
Look at that. He was steering into the car.
And look at all the paint fragments off the wall that just peel away. Concrete always wins.
But this is, concrete always wins. The good thing about it is, even if you're an old man, like,
Not you.
I'm on the way, to be an old man.
No, not close.
you never become really 100% wise. So there's always like a kid part on you that still sometimes prevails and make you do some kind of silly things sometimes.
There's no hope for me then, that's for sure. John Bowe is our leader. We're under safety car. We've done 2 laps, but we obviously haven't done any at racing speed. Jim Richards second, Eddie Albanese third, Gavin Bullis is fourth from Tony Karanfilovski, Andrew Badicki there in the yellow Camaro, Graham Alexander in the red Monaro, which I'm not going to even try to explain to you what a Monaro is. It's a Holden. It's kind of an old Commodore. Yes. Maybe that's the best way to do it.
Actually, this was a sprint race beforehand, and now it's going to be even more of a sprint race. The restart is crucial, or will be crucial. You guys have a little bit different rules from what we have in Europe. I believe they run with the same rules as we run in the V8. So yeah, you can overtake before start and finish. You can overlap, but not overtake. And you have to keep the speed. You can't accelerate. It's a little bit more strict. There is very little you can do to gain a position at the restart. It was actually funny when safety car started to apply in F1, although those guys are really super good, super talented. Having raced in America for many years, I'm quite familiar with restarts and how you can gain. And some people were kind of naive in restarts. Now they all walk up and they know what to do.
We might head down to pit lane. Mark Larkham standing by.
Yeah, thanks, Noon. Standing with Stevie Johnson. Hey, Stevie, I want to just ask you generally about I guess some of the strategies. I was surprised that everyone started their co-driver or their international driver in the KSA. I mean, do you see it as an option to maybe slide an A driver in there amongst them and go for an alternative strategy?
Yeah, well, that's certainly what we were, tossing up the idea of yesterday. But, it just depends. You just don't know when these safety cars are going to come out in the middle of the race. And you could get to a situation where you can get the minimum laps done by the international driver early. Put myself in to start, you get in the middle of the race, you might have to pit them early to get them to the end of the race, so it's just and I guess most of the teams up and down pit lane really want the regular drivers in for the end of the race, for the sprint to the finish, as we saw yesterday. It was pretty important.
All right, mate, we'll watch with interest how you sit up on the grid today and what you do. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
John Bowe is leading the queue, Larko, back towards the pit straight. Jim Richards, Eddie Albanese, Gavin Bullis, Tony Karanfilovski, Andrew Badicki, Graham Alexander, Keith Kasuki in the blue Monaro. There's jets in and out of Papua New Guinea to come and race here in Australia in TCM for every round. But the safety car, the Audi safety car, I should say there, Emanuele, you would know it well.
I drove it in the morning. Very cool.
It's out of the way.
Good start.
John Bowe leads us back to the start-finish line, and Jim Richards is a little bit vulnerable here because Eddie Albanese is on him.
He nearly got caught by the guy running third, actually.
But he does make it into the chicane in front. That's a 1964 Falcon Sprint, which is a little bit lighter than some of the other cars. That's a bit tight. You've got to be careful.
Oh, Jimmy, hang on, Jimmy. Yeah, good boy. Oh, he's got power, Jimmy. Holy torpedoes. He's got acceleration.
He's got 4.7 litres, but it's a lighter car than some of the others around him. So,
yeah,
good car to have on a street track.
Yeah, and a light car, you benefit also on braking. I believe you got to take care of the brakes in this circuit with this car. So probably Jimmy's will have a little edge on braking as well.
Ooh, Andrew Badicki down the inside. The Camaro's on the move. He's had a bad weekend. He had a driveline drama in race 1, started the back in race 2 yesterday, got to second, and is now desperately trying to make up ground.
Time is running against him.
Yeah,
the race has been shortened, yeah.
So he's really going to have to pedal through because he was the championship leader coming here to this weekend, but he has lost it back to John Bowe. So it's great to see that some of the guys who were top names in our touring car racing in the 80s and the 90s are still racing on.
Yeah, these cars and these guys, they are the foundation of the current V8. They build a strong foundation, and this is why I think V8 supercar now is so popular. You can buy anything with money nowadays in the world, but you can't buy time and tradition. It takes years to build up a tradition.
Well, last year we celebrated 50 years of the Australian Touring Car Championship, which has become the V8 Supercars Championship. And these are the types of cars that really were the foundation of the 60s and 70s. You didn't try to do some deals and get a drive here? What was the story?
I didn't know about it. Now I know about it, and I will be back, guys, for sure. I like it too much. It's when you have a virus, the motor racing virus.
There's no cure.
There's no cure, and sometimes I see young kids, which is definitely not the case of Shane van Gisbergen, my teammate, who has got a great passion and great dedication. Sometimes kids have talent, but they don't have the passion that we have, or that we had and still have. So, oh, he hit the ball.
Terry Wahoon.
Oh, no, he's got to stop. Oh, tough. No.
And then the left front is damaged. He will go back to the pits, and that's a shame for Terry, having his first run in TCM in George Nidis's Falcon, and he's dinged it.
It's very difficult to blame the wall in this case, is it?
The wall was there all weekend. It never moved.
Oh, sorry. It's you remember Ayrton Senna lost the Monaco GP, so we should go and talk to him and tell him, listen, the great Ayrton Senna failed to win his 4th or 5th Monaco GP. He was alone in the lead because he hit the inside wall at the Portier corner.
Here's the replay. Bang.
Yeah. Same as Senna. Yeah, I should be proud of it.
Keith Kasuki picked up a spot, so did Steve Mason in the blue Camaro behind.
Oh.
Bang.
Too much turning in, probably.
Don't do that this afternoon.
No. Well, no, I don't know. I'm sure he didn't do it deliberately, so nobody does deliberately.
Here's the leaders, John Bowe, Jimmy Richards. Eddie Albanese just set the fastest lap in the red car that sits in 3rd spot. We're on board with him now.
I saw Jimmy holds the record. He's done an incredible lap in the first race. If he didn't cut the chicane, I don't know.
Are you accusing him of something?
I don't accuse anybody, I'll tell you.
Eddie Albanese has actually... His last lap was a second faster than Jim's lap record from earlier in the weekend, so
okay.
They're getting faster and faster as the races progress.
Yeah. Well, the track rubber's on. I had these few laps with the R8, the LTR8 in the morning, and the truck is in very good condition, so I look forward to it this afternoon. Just past halfway through the race, right?
Correct.
The sound of this engine is so nice. You know, yeah. Sometimes we should put in the iPod instead of the music this sound and then play it while we travel in the plane, you know.
Touring Car Masters Beats. It's got a nice ring to it. I like it. You might have started something here. iTunes will never be the same.
Yeah.
Look, there's Andrew Radicki. He's in that yellow Camaro.
Yeah,
that's catching up.
He's coming. Oh, they cut big time.
That was a big cut.
Big time.
Albanese is throwing everything at them, and Jim Richards goes for the lead. Got it done.
Oh, he has no patience.
Hey, if the lead's there, you should take it.
Yes.
And now Bowe falls back into the clutches of Eddie Albanese, who we ride on board with. The TCM cars will be at Sandown in November, and then at Sydney Olympic Park, where we race for our final championship event around the start of the 2000 Olympics.
I saw that, yeah. You're blessed.
It's a little different. Great shot on board.
Oh, he's trying, And I guess they start getting tired. I mean, I believe these guys are not as fit as they were before, so...
Oh, they're not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay, cool.
Richard is just getting away, but Icky's coming. He's really almost caught them.
Probably Richard is aware of that, and that's why he was trying to squeeze through so early.
Tell me, yesterday we talked off there before we started this race. How did you find your longer run in that first yesterday? Because before then you'd only really done 5 or 6 laps.
Yeah, and you know, tyre management is so crucial, and you have to go through at least one long run to feel something. I'm normally a guy who is quite conservative. I don't like to abuse with the tyres, so I was really easy at the start. They all told me, take care of the rear, take care of the rear, take care of the rear. I took care of the rear so much that the fronts went off before the rear. So I built up a little bit of experience, but I was really pleased. I only lost not even a second and a half from beginning to the end. So today I'll know a little more, and if I'm lucky to finish my stint, probably it will be a little better.
How did you find
these cars, I tell you, they make the actual V8 supercars look stable and stiff, which is, you know, not really the case because they're not that stiff and not that stable. But watching this, it's worth.
You raced against a range of different drivers yesterday from different backgrounds. Some of them you would have raced against before, I guess, at Le Mans and the like, but it's almost like an all-star race, this V8 Super.
Yeah, but you know what? When I was protecting, good job. But my intention at the exit, wow, he's got experience. He knows what to do. But I have the impression his days are numbered. I think is going to be overtaken, but let's see. When I was in the starting grid, because there are so many big names around, and I haven't been racing for I'm actually retired, you know, so I haven't been racing at all this year, and so I was looking who is there, and I thought maybe I get scared of the names, you know, so I better don't look, you know, a car is a car anyway, and so I don't want to see or to know who is inside.
Emanuele, there are no other 5-time Le Mans 24-hour winners here, or 4-time Wellington 500 winners
Yeah,
here.
this was good memories, I tell you, really nice.
I think you're underselling yourself just a little bit. Oh, Andrew Radicki. He's not going to be patient here, I don't think.
This is just ringing the bell, you know. Bling blong, here I am.
I think he knows he's there now. Jim Richards leads this final race, but if he wins and John Bowe is second, John Bowe will likely claim this round victory, which would really help him in the championship, because John Bowe, he's a former V8 Supercar champion. He's won the Bathurst 1000. But he still hasn't won this series yet, so he needs to tick this one off.
And anyway, for every racing driver, the most important race is the actual one. What you've done in the past doesn't help you to go any faster in what you're doing. So you always want to prove, you always challenge yourself if you're a real driver, and you know, you always want to do well. It doesn't matter what you do, what you've done before.
These guys are going to get it done now, because this race has been actually shortened, Emanuele. So this is the final lap. So it's now or never.
Do they know about it?
I think they will. They'll be radioed through to tell them that.
They have radio, so there's some modern stuff in there.
Yes, there is. These cars are, yes, they're old, but they do have a lot of modern componentry in them for reliability and for safety as well. But still, it turns on very, very good racing. So Jim Richards, he's the reigning champion TCM. He's the 7-time Bathurst 1000 winner. There's not anything that this guy hasn't really done. He's going to get the win.
Hats off for Jim, and I'm really happy for him, you know. Again, whatever you've done in the past, this is a big joy, and well done, Jim.
Richards wins race 3 of TCM. John Bowe second. He'll take the round overall, round 6 of the championship. Eddie Abelnisa third. Andrew Radicki, that was a good drive, to fourth. Gavin Bullis in fifth. And Tony Karanfilovski rounded out the top 6. But, Emanuele, that was a little bit different to what you used to. There were no Audis in there, no sports cars.
I enjoyed it so much, and I hope you guys at home did the same. This is history. This is muscle. This is power. This is skill. This is balance. It's just great. It really was a thrill for me to be here. My apology for my Italian accent.
Oh, it's not too bad.
The only thing I can say in Australian is "G'day, mate."
All the best this afternoon, Emanuele. Let's take a look at the results. Richards, Bowe and Abelnisa. Trevor Talbot in the XU1 Tirana rounds out the top 10.
I tell you what